everybody, welcome to another edition of Technique Tasters. My name is Noreen Smith and usually I'm blogging over at organizedandcreativemom.com, and I just really wanted to thank Creative Scrapbooker Magazine for having me back again to do another episode for you. So today I'm going to be talking about the new Creative Memories recipe template called Frame It Up. And this is the latest in a series of templates that Creative Memories has come out with that are super popular, made of a thin, flexible mylar that you can reuse over and over again. You can wipe it off if it gets dirty. It's quite durable. It's going to last you a long time, and you're going to be able to make endless layouts with it. Now, when you first look at it, you might think, well, that's a great layout, but I don't want all of my layouts to look like that. So I want to point out a couple of things that you might not think of right away. First off, when you look at it, here's the Creative Memories logo down here. But when you look at it, you can see that there's room for photos here and here. You could make one large photo, and any of these circles could be photos or patterned paper, or you could eliminate them or add more circles. Add to that every time you give the template a turn, you get a bit of a different look to your layout, okay? So just by turning it there, we've got 4 different layouts, but then we can also flip it over and have a variety of other layouts as well. So the first thing I wanted to tell you in terms of tips is that each of these circles on the template actually coordinates with one of our custom cutting system circle templates. And the custom cutting system is, again, just a tool that you can use to make a variety of different shapes very easily. So our circle custom cutting templates come with these 3 circles, and when you combine them with these 3 blades, you can create a variety of different circles. So let me just show you how it would work with the template. So if you were going to cut out this small circle, for example, you would use the medium size circle template with the red blade on the inside to get that particular size. This one on the outside is actually a small circle with the blue blade on the outside. And then the large blade, the large template with the blue blade on the outside is how we get the large circle. And the small with the blue blade is the extra circle on the edges, okay? Now that might sound a little bit confusing. So what I like to do is just give myself a little bit of a sort of a cheat sheet. And so I traced the template shapes just onto the back of the cardstock that it comes packaged with. And then I was able to make little notes to myself as to the size of all of my shapes. So that's the first tip, is to make yourself a little cheat sheet so that you can quickly and efficiently use the shapes that are on this template. You can actually use your custom cutting system and your trimmer to cut out the shapes and then reassemble them. So that will make it really quick. Now, some of the tools that you're going to need for this, obviously a pencil. I like a fine tip mechanical pencil, a white eraser to erase any pencil marks, and a ruler. And that's great, especially if you have to go past any of these little connector strips. That way you can draw a straight line. After you move it, you can just touch up the line before you cut along it. And the ruler will come in really handy for making sure that your lines are straight. Of course, you'll need scissors, or if you're going to be just cutting out a shape, for example, I know this shape here is 2 inches by 6 inches. So if I was just going to cut out that shape, I could just use my trimmer. All right, so you need something to make straight cuts. And then if you don't have a custom cutting system, of course you can trace your circles and then just cut them out with your scissors. 2 of the most important tools, though, that I think you should be using when you use any of these templates are repositionable adhesive and your little multi-purpose tool. And I'll show you why as we go through this in a little bit. So let me show you a couple of the layouts that I've already created, and then we'll create one together. Now I'm going to be using the new Rainbow Rush collection from Creative Memories. It's a collection of 3 different paper packs and then a wide variety of stickers, embellishments, borders, tags, you name it. There's all kinds of great embellishments to go with this. So with this first layout, this is actually using the Rainbow Rush Bold. And all I did was I used my measurements to cut out my rectangles of paper to go in the background. And then 2 of the embellishments that were in the die cut embellishment, laser cut die cuts, were actually measured 2 inches by 6 inches. So I used those right here instead of cutting out another piece of paper. Then instead of cutting out my circles, I used 2 of the laser cut doilies from that same embellishment pack. So that was a super fast layout with the Rainbow Rush Bold collection. Now for this layout, I used the Rainbow Rush Soft collection, and I've actually added a couple of extra circles. So when you look at this, you can see that my photo is in the same place, and my circles here are in the same place. But then what I did is I actually flipped it and added 2 more circles plus my circles along the side. So don't be afraid to kind of combine and add more to your layout. You've just got endless variations here. So for the layout that we're going to do together, I'm actually going to be using the Rainbow Rush Cheerful paper along with some royal blue and some red cardstock. And I've cut a piece of white cardstock down to 11 by 11. And you can see that that's the same size as the inside of the template. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that down. And here's where our repositionable adhesive comes in so handy. I'm just going to put a dot in the center there, line it up as best I can, and then that's just going to hold it down for now. Okay, now what I want to do, put this in the center here. So I'm going to actually create my layout using these side circles, and then I'm going to rotate my template and create 2 more side circles at the top and at the bottom. So I've already done some cutting. Basically I cut 2 6.5-inch red circles and cut them in half. Okay, so they're going to go on each of the corners, something like this. And then I cut a 4.5-inch circle from the kind of bright burst patterns, and those are going to go on top. And then I'm going to create 2 more half circles using this pretty plaid paper. So I just wanted to give you a chance to see how the custom cutting system worked. So if you remember, on my cheat sheet, this particular circle is the small blade, the small template with the blue blade. So we're just going to go ahead and cut that. And there's my 4.5-inch circle. Okay, and I could just fold it in half so that I've got I know where my halfway mark is. And then my trimmer comes out. Now I have 2 more half circles that are going to go just like this. Bring it back into the picture for you. Okay, so that's really how fast something like that could come together. Now where the template comes in handy is when we're repositioning it. And again, repositionable adhesive and our multi-purpose tool are really going to help us. So I'm going to put a dab of repositionable adhesive on the back here, and I'm just going to eyeball it for now. I'm going to attach those 2, and then another dab of repositionable adhesive, and then let's see where this is going to go. And I'm going to match up the edges right with the edge of my paper, okay, with my cardstock. And I'm just going to put my photo in front, okay? So that repositionable adhesive just lets me tack everything down until I know it's in the right place. Okay, so that was there. Let's do the top one. Okay, so now that I have kind of the basis of my layout ready, now I can go ahead and adhere everything down. And you can see that that's where it calls for my photo. But again, because you have infinite versatility with this particular layout template, I'm actually going to take one more photo of the same size, and I'm just going to kind of span, keep them at the same location, but I'm just adding that extra one. All right, so that's really going to be what my layout's going to look like. I think that I'm going to use some of the stickers here, maybe something like memories filled with love, or memories filled with love, something like that. And then I can add some of these fun little dots, maybe some of the leaves, or even some of the flowers or tag stickers that also come with this collection. So I'll be sure to show you a photo of this finished layout along with a photo of the other layouts at the end of the video. So I hope that's given you some ideas of how to use the Frame It Up template, not only to create a layout that looks just like the stencil, but to create an endless variety of layouts with your pattern paper, your cardstock, and your photos. All right? Don't forget that for more inspiration, to make sure to pick up the summer edition of Creative Scrapbooker Magazine. This is the summer 2019 edition, and I know that it's available in major bookstores, I think Barnes & Noble in the United States, and Chapters Indigo and other booksellers in Canada. All right? Thanks again to Creative Scrapbookers Magazine for having me today. I look forward to seeing you again on another episode of Technique Tasters soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.